Okay, I go to Shabbos Rabbi site. This week there was what seems to be a victory for the Jewish people in terms of the way things turned out in the United States of America, in terms of candidates that appear to be in the best interest of Klal Yisrael. However, last night we discovered a very terrible tragedy that occurred in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. And I actually reached out this morning to Rabbi Shmuel Katz, the rabbi of one of the Rabbanim in Amsterdam, to make sure that he's okay and that the community is okay. And he told me, Baruch Hashem, he's okay, but the community is not. And I'm going to I want to share the podium with my good friend, Reb Shmuel here, who I met in Amsterdam when I had the zechus to speak there last winter. And you want to give us a little bit of a briefing of what it's like and what happened?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Rabbi. So last night there was a football match between Tel Aviv and Ajax, the Dutch club. Um, the Jewish people were attacked by Palestinian people that attacked the people, and they lynched people. And I think the feeling of the Dutch Jewish people is that they are not safe at this moment. And we really need the government to step up and protect us, because history repeats itself, I think, and it's a frightening feeling at this
Yeah.
moment.
So we wish you Shmuel Hashem should watch over you and the whole community in Amsterdam. But what was interesting to me is Rabbi Katz shared with me this morning that yesterday was a commemoration in the city square in Amsterdam of Kristallnacht. Yesterday, and the Jewish community was there in the center of the city, and they were being harassed at the commemoration of Kristallnacht, where it happened shortly, a little bit less than 90 years earlier, at that very spot, so to speak. They felt history repeating itself. But then when I was looking into it more this morning, it actually happened on the anniversary of Kristallnacht.
Yes.
86 years. 86 years after Kristallnacht. And I was very taken by this because there's a pasuk in this week's Parsha that always struck me. And I was always thinking about it. And I think it's worthwhile for us to study it in the context of what happened. So, Vateled Hagar leAvram Bain, Vayikra Avram Shem Benoi Asher Yolda Hagar Yishmael. Hagar gave birth to a son to Abraham, and Abraham called the name of his son that was born to Hagar Yishmael. And then the Torah says something very unusual. The Torah tells us how old Abraham was when Yishmael was born. The Torah doesn't always say how old one of the avos are when something happens, unless it's really of note. The Torah does not typically say the age of one of the avos. And amazingly, the pasuk says, "V'Avram ben shmoinim shana v'sheish shanim." Avram was 86 years old. Beledes Hagar as Yishmael Avram, when Hagar gave birth to Avram, when Hagar gave birth to Yishmael. Why does the Torah tell us Avram was 86 years old when Hagar gave birth to Yishmael? We know the number 86 is very significant. So I remember seeing something in the Agra Dekala of the Bnei Yissaschar. I want to say something a little bit different. The Agra Dekala says that why does the Torah say Avram was 86 years old? It's because 86 is Midas Hadin, Elohim. And at 86 years old, the strict Midas Hadin came out, and now only the holy Midas Hadin remained in Yitzchak. That's why it came about through Hagar. Hagar is Gematria Yitzchak. Is 208. But I think on a very simple level, and perhaps this is included in what the Agra Dekala is saying, is that the Torah is saying that when Yishmael was born, that was a certain manifestation of the Midas Hadin. And that's indicated by the fact that Avraham Avinu was 86 years old when Yishmael was born. That's not a coincidence. You think it's a coincidence that Yitzchak is born when Avraham Avinu was 100? You think it's a You think it's a coincidence that Avraham was born when that Yitzchak was born when Avraham was 100? To that, the Bnei Yissaschar says the spheroids, there are 10 spheroids, each consisting of 10 parts. And Avraham, when he reached the ultimate shleimus, that's when Yitzchak Avinu was born, but not so Yishmael. Yishmael is the Midas Hadin. And isn't it eerie that this terrible pogrom happened exactly 86 years from the anniversary of Kristallnacht? Really one of the worst pogroms to have happened in Europe since the Holocaust, which is a very big wake-up call. And what could be a bigger wake-up than the name of this week's Parsha, and then that is Lech Lecha, Me'artzecha, Umi Meiladetecha, Umi Beis Avicha. And even though maybe here in America we feel a little bit safer for a bit longer, but maybe it's just an opportunity to figure out what ultimately we're going to have to do, which is the name of this week's Parsha. So just a thought in the context of Parshas Lecha and what's happening. Okay.
Rabbi, didn't we also learn